Can you imagine being trapped under the rubble, not knowing if someone will come to save you? Have you ever wondered how many lives have been rescued thanks to the bravery and determination of a being who expects nothing in return? In the darkest moments when hope seems to fade, unexpected heroes emerge. Today, we will learn the story of Frida, a Labrador retriever who captured hearts and saved lives after the devastating earthquake of September 19, 2017, in Mexico. The tragedy struck without warning. It was an afternoon like any other in Mexico City until the ground began to shake violently. Entire buildings collapsed, leaving behind a trail of destruction and despair. Amid the chaos, through the dust and cries for help, a four-legged figure emerged like a ray of hope. Frida, wearing her signature protective gear, goggles, boots, and a vest, was ready to fulfill her duty. From her early days at the Mexican Navy, Secretaría de Marina Armada de Mexico, Frida displayed an innate instinct for rescue missions. Her training was rigorous, designed to enhance her ability to detect life beneath the rubble. For years, she worked tirelessly in various disasters around the world. But it was the 2017 earthquake that would make her a symbol of hope. Night fell over the city, but the work could not stop. Rescue teams, volunteers, and emergency personnel fought against time. Frida, guided by her trainer, began sniffing through the rubble of a collapsed school. Every brick removed could mean the difference between life and death. With a firm bark, Frida signaled a finding. Her tail wagged energetically, and her rapid breathing reflected the urgency of the moment. The rescue workers immediately mobilized, starting to dig at the exact spot where she had detected human presence. The tension was palpable, and the silence was absolute. Minutes later, a joyful shout shattered the anguish. A person had been found alive. The emotion was overwhelming, and Frida, with her characteristic humility, prepared to move on. There were still many lives to save, and she would not stop. Thus began one of the most touching stories of bravery and dedication. Frida not only rescued people trapped under the debris, but she also restored hope to a wounded nation. With each mission completed, she won the hearts of thousands of people around the world. But who was Frida really? How did she become the four-leg heroine that everyone admired? Her story deserved to be told not just as a tribute to her bravery, but as a reminder of the importance of animals in our lives. In this video, we will explore Frida's life from her early years to her most impactful missions. We will discover the special bond with her trainer and the lasting impact she left on society. Get ready to meet a true heroine who, with her nobility and determination, proved that love and bravery have no limits. Frida was born in a specialized rescue dog breeding program. From the moment she came into the world, she displayed boundless energy and a curiosity that made her stand out from her siblings. Her caretakers quickly noticed her remarkable ability to learn and her sharp sense of smell, both essential traits for a rescue dog. At just 2 months old, Frida was selected to join the canine team of the Mexican Navy, Secretaría de Marina. Her training was intensive, learning to follow signals, detect human traces under rubble, and remain calm in high-risk situations. From the very beginning, she showed great determination and an unbreakable spirit. One of her first exercises involved searching for hidden objects in simulated rubble. While other puppies got distracted, Frida remained focused. With patience and perseverance, she excelled in every challenge. Her trainer, Marine Israel Arauz, quickly realized that he had an exceptional dog in his hands. Over time, Frida perfected her skills and became an expert in disaster rescue operations. Her first real mission took her to Haiti after the devastating 2010 earthquake. In an environment of destruction and despair, she proved her bravery by locating several people trapped under the rubble. This was only the beginning of a career filled with heroism. As Frida gained experience, she became a key player in rescue operations. Her ability to detect signs of life in impossible places made her famous among her colleagues. However, her greatest challenge was yet to come: the earthquake that would shake her own country and turn her into an icon. September 19, 2017, marked a before and after in Frida's life. With 8 years of experience, she was at the peak of her career. Her training, instincts, and unwavering commitment were about to be put to the ultimate test in a tragedy that shook Mexico. Frida didn't know it yet, but she was about to write one of the most memorable chapters in rescue history. At 1314, the ground began to shake violently. Buildings groaned, windows shattered, and the deafening sound of collapsing structures filled the air. Amid the chaos, the Mexican Navy activated its rescue team, and among them was Frida, ready to face the most important mission of her life. Frida and her team arrived in Colonia del Valle, where a school had collapsed, leaving dozens of children and teachers trapped. The scene was devastating. Rubble everywhere, desperate families and rescuers racing against time. Without hesitation, Frida entered the disaster zone. With a determined bark, she began her search. Her keen sense of smell guided her through the debris, past unstable structures, as she breathed in the thick dust floating in the air. Suddenly, she stopped, sniffing insistently, and gave her alert signal. She had found someone. The rescue workers rushed to dig at the marked location. Every second mattered. As they removed debris, Frida stood by, watching intently. Finally, after several minutes of intense effort, they pulled a child out alive from the rubble. Applause and tears of relief filled the air. But Frida's work was not over. Her instinct told her that more people were still trapped. With determination, she continued searching through the remains of what was once a lively school. Again, her nose led her to another spot. The scene repeated itself, and another survivor was rescued. Frida's efforts not only saved lives, but they also brought hope to a nation devastated by tragedy. Her image, wearing protective goggles and tiny boots, became a symbol of bravery and resilience. On social media, her heroism went viral, and soon the entire world was talking about Mexico's rescue dog. With every life she saved, Frida reaffirmed her mission. Day and night, without rest, she continued working among the rubble, supported by her team. Every bark, every movement she made became a beacon of hope in the midst of devastation. News outlets began spreading her story, showcasing her dedication and commitment. In interviews, rescuers described how Frida had been crucial in locating trapped individuals. Her bravery crossed borders, and many people found comfort in her story. Frida's work did not end with the September 19th earthquake. In the days that followed, she continued participating in rescue efforts across other affected areas in Mexico. Every day was another opportunity to save a life, and she did not stop until she knew her job was done. Her dedication made her a national icon. In recognition of her bravery, the Mexican Navy held a tribute in her honor. Children, families, and survivors gave her a standing ovation, some with tears in their eyes, fully aware that without her, the story might have had a different ending. However, Frida's life was not only defined by tragedy. Behind her role as a rescuer, she was a joyful and charismatic being. She loved playing with her trainer. She loved running in open spaces and receiving affection from those who admired her. Her story was a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is light, there is hope. As the years passed, Frida retired from rescue work, but her legacy remained untouched. Her image was forever engraved in the collective memory of an entire country. Today, her story continues to inspire new generations, reminding us that heroes can have 4 legs and a heart full of love. Frida's retirement did not mark the end of her impact on society. On the contrary, Her story continued to inspire thousands of people. The Mexican Navy organized visits to schools and events where Frida was the star, bringing smiles and admiration to both children and adults. Every appearance by Frida was a reminder of the vital role canine teams play in rescue missions. Her caretakers explained the rigorous training these dogs undergo and the immense responsibility of their work. Thanks to Frida, more people began to appreciate the crucial role these animals play in natural disasters. In recognition of her service, murals were created in her honor across several cities in Mexico. Her image, wearing her signature protective goggles and vest, became a symbol of hope and bravery. Frida became a living legend, but her legacy was not just left in images and tributes. Her story inspired the creation of new programs for training more rescue dogs. The Mexican Navy strengthened its canine unit, and dog handler teams became a central part of rescue brigades. Despite her retirement, Frida remained active and in excellent health. Her trainers cared for her with dedication, giving her all the love and attention she deserved. Although she no longer participated in rescues, her spirit lived on in every operation carried out by the canine unit. As time passed, Frida became an indelible symbol of heroism. Her story transcended borders and gained international recognition. Rescue organizations from other countries became interested in her training and the methods used in Mexico. In 2019, the Mexican government awarded her the Medal of Merit, recognizing her tireless service and bravery. During the ceremony, her trainer, Israel Arauz, spoke with deep emotion about the years he spent with her and the unbreakable bond they had formed. Every time Frida appeared in public, people gathered to thank her. Children and adults reached out to pet her with admiration, fully aware that they were in the presence of a true heroine. Her eyes reflected nobility, and her calm stride showed the wisdom of the years. Her legacy was not only about rescues and recognitions. Frida's story also fueled a movement advocating for the rights and well-being of animals. Several organizations promoted initiatives to improve the conditions of working dogs and ensure they received a dignified retirement. Frida spent her final years surrounded by love. Her story was forever written in the hearts of those who witnessed her dedication and bravery. Even though she was no longer in the streets clearing rubble, her spirit remained alive in every rescue, in every story of hope. Her farewell was deeply emotional. The Mexican Navy held a posthumous tribute, honoring her legacy and expressing gratitude for her service. The canine teams that followed in her footsteps carried with them the lessons and inspiration she had left behind. Frida did not only save lives, she touched souls. Her story stands as proof that bravery and love have no form or species. Her footprints were forever etched in the history of Mexico and in the hearts of all who believe in the miracles animals can achieve. Frida's legacy was not only preserved in the memories of those who witnessed her courage, but it also influenced future generations of rescuers and changed the perception of animals' roles in emergency response. Her story was incorporated into educational materials on civil protection and rescue, and her image was featured in awareness campaigns highlighting the importance of canine training. In various universities and research centers, studies were conducted on the emotional and psychological impact that rescue dogs have on people affected by natural disasters. The results confirmed what many had already suspected. The presence of a dog like Frida not only aids in locating victims, but also provides comfort and hope to survivors. Children in particular found inspiration in Frida. Children's books and illustrated stories narrated her heroic deeds, and schools promoted activities where students learned about the importance of canine search and rescue teams. Her story transcended generations and cultures, becoming a universal tale of solidarity and dedication. In 2020, a statue was unveiled in her honor at the Mexican Navy headquarters. The sculpture, depicting Frida in her working stance, was received with emotional speeches and applause. It represented not only an extraordinary being, but also all the dogs who have dedicated their lives to rescue and humanitarian assistance. Despite the passing years, every September 19th, on the anniversary of the earthquake, her story was remembered in commemorative ceremonies. Frida became a symbol of resilience and strength, and her image continued to be shared on social media, serving as a reminder of unconditional love and bravery. Her trainer, Israel Arauz, who had been by her side throughout her professional career, shared in several interviews that working with Frida was one of the most rewarding experiences of his life. He recalled how, despite the exhaustion from long rescue missions, Frida always displayed energy and determination. In one of his most touching accounts, Arauz described a moment after a long day of rescues when Frida approached him and rested her head on his lap. In that simple yet profound gesture, they both understood the bond they shared. They were not just trainer and dog, they were partners in a lifelong mission. Frida also left a lasting impact on her fellow rescue dogs. Her discipline and bravery became an example for new generations of rescue dogs who, following in her footsteps, continue saving lives around the world. Every new member of the Mexican Navy's canine unit carries a piece of Frida's legacy in their training and missions. In her final days, Frida enjoyed a peaceful life, surrounded by love and care. Her caretakers ensured that her retirement was filled with moments of play, rest, and affection. Although her paws no longer dug through rubble, her heart continued to beat with the same strength that had defined her throughout her life. When Frida passed away, her departure was deeply felt across the country. Messages of gratitude and farewell flooded social media, and her name was remembered with respect and love. In her honor, an annual award was established to recognize rescue dogs who continue her legacy. To this day, her story remains alive, not only in the memories of those she saved, but in every rescue dog that follows in her footsteps. Frida reminded us that heroes can have 4 legs, an immense heart, and an unbreakable spirit. Her impact went beyond rescues and commemorations. Her story inspired the creation of new rescue dog units in various countries. International organizations began collaborating with the Mexican Navy to replicate the training model that Frida and her fellow rescue dogs had successfully followed. In several disaster-affected regions, canine search and rescue teams took on a more prominent role. Frida had proven that dogs were not just search tools, but lifelong companions who brought confidence and hope in the darkest moments. The testimonies of people rescued by Frida filled the pages of newspapers and social media. Survivors shared how her presence restored their hope when all seemed lost. For many, Frida had not only saved them physically, but she had also given them a second chance at life. Over time, her story began to be shared in documentaries, podcasts, and special reports. National and international production companies became interested in telling her legacy through different media. Her image became a symbol of canine heroism. In 2022, the Mexican Navy established a canine training center named after Frida. This center not only trained dogs for rescue operations, but it also served as a shelter for retired service dogs. Frida's work now extended to future generations of 4-legged rescuers. Her tribute was not just institutional. Artists and citizens began to depict her image in murals, statues, and works of art. In Mexico City, a mural featuring her face and the phrase, "Always with us," became a landmark for those who admired her bravery. Children, moved by her story, wrote letters and poems dedicated to Frida. Some were even inspired to dedicate their lives to rescue work, following in the footsteps of the noble dog that had captured the heart of an entire nation. Adoption campaigns and animal welfare awareness initiatives also found in Frida a powerful symbol. Her story helped raise awareness about the importance of respecting and caring for working dogs, ensuring that their years of service were rewarded with a dignified and loving retirement. As the years passed, Frida's legacy did not fade. It grew stronger. Her presence remained in every emergency response, in every trained rescue dog, and in every person who found inspiration in her story to move forward. The message Frida left to the world was clear. Bravery knows no limits. Love transcends species, and hope can arise even in the darkest moments. Her story lives on in every rescue operation, in every bark that guides a rescuer, and in every heartbeat that continues thanks to her work. And so the story of Frida comes to an end, but her legacy will never fade, because heroes like her never truly leave. They simply leave an everlasting mark on the souls of those who had the privilege of knowing their story. And that brings us to the end of another incredible story of bravery and heroism. Here on Animal Heroes, we celebrate all those extraordinary beings who, regardless of their species, have shown incredible courage. If this story has inspired you, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more amazing tales. See you in the next adventure, where heroism knows no limits.